Dun, 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 dun. Okay. Well, I would like to first say hello to everybody. I am Amber Pope, owner of Salon27 and Evermore Salon, and I am delighted to get to have a few moments to spend with my friend, Kristi Day, salon
Hello.
owner. Oh my goodness, you are everything in a dream. You are a powerhouse stylist. You are an amazing salon owner. You are an entrepreneur of not just salon itself, but all the aspects that are near and dear to who you are as an artist. Can you break down and let our listeners and viewers know a little bit of the cred? If they don't already know, I don't know where they've been hiding, but tell them who you are. And I'm so grateful for having you with me today.
Well, I am very stoked to be here. Very honored to be, featured from you. Like, you want to talk about a powerhouse? It's freaking Amber Pope. But yeah, I'm stoked to be here. I am Kristi Day. I'm on all social medias as Drop Dead Kristi. I am the founder of Drop Dead Hair Extensions and Drop Dead Hair Studio, which we have 2 locations right here in the East Valley of Arizona.
I am so delighted that we get to be neighbors also. So if people have this thought that salon owners we're literally spitting distance from each
Yes.
other. And we lunch and we have text message conversations and we business build and have strategy, and we do it within literally 1 block from each other.
Not even.
Not even.
Like literally just across the street.
Very true. Very true. So I think that if there's a biggest takeaway that I want to start our conversation with is that there is no gatekeeping, there's no behind the curtain. Salon owners and stylists are here to make each other better, support, and if you try, the gains are incredible. I'm
Yeah,
always so grateful.
Your salon, my salon, no salon could handle the amount of clientele that's out there, right? Like, there is more than enough to go around. There's plenty of room for all of us and the 8 salons that are on our one corner,
It's very, very true. So find people who inspire you and stay connected. And that's what we get to share, our little insight to our connectivity that you and I share here today. To many of our listeners are going to be young professionals jumping into the early beginnings of their career or finding this as a second career.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I've been behind the chair since, the time of Egypt and the pyramids, but I know the things that were pivotal is myself as a young artist. And for you as a young artist, what are some of the things that you might share that are the biggest takeaway that you can give to a young professional who's listening today that you've had in your journey?
Yeah. I have a couple of them. The first initial reaction that I had when you asked me that question is kind of talking about my journey. Nobody handed me my career, and with the young stylists in my salon, I can't really hand them a career. Even if I had the clientele to give them a full book day one, that still doesn't mean that 6 months later they're gonna have that full book, right? And with all of the things I do beyond the chair, no one could have given that to me, and I don't expect it. I didn't expect it from anyone. As a young professional, I worked my butt off. I was at the salon 7 days a week, taking models, taking clients, assisting. That my salon owner knew that if we needed anything, I was there, I was ready to do it, I was eager to do it. And I think the same kind of goes for the extracurricular stuff I do, the stuff that I do with brands and educating. I just showed up and I created space and opportunity for myself, and I didn't expect anyone to hand it to me.
I think it's a really smart strategy of what do I have to give to this industry?
Mm-hmm.
Because I know you can get such incredible gains from it, but what can I show up to do for it before just asking it to be handed to me is a
Right.
huge shift of mindset.
Right.
Do you feel like it was instilled in you in the very beginning, or did you see it early on? Was that a gift that once you stepped in on first, you're okay, now I know? Or are you how much is it nature versus nurture?
I feel like for me, it was nature. Like starting in beauty school, I was not that girl that grew up, doing her friend's hair and makeup and knew I wanted to be a hairstylist. And, my mom wasn't a salon owner, like none of that. I was supposed to go to college, decided, hey, maybe that's not the right path, and toured beauty schools. And I struggled a lot in the beginning, but I fell in love with it. And I um, befriended local photographers and models and wardrobe stylists and started doing photo shoots like while I was in school. Like I started seeing that there was this whole world of opportunity in front of me, and all I had to do was just try to be a part of it, right? And so I created those opportunities even while in beauty school. That like all of those little things kind of led me to where I am now.
It's amazing. I think that to be like really built for the industry, like maybe our hands don't do that work. To your point, like you
Yeah.
had to like suffer through it, and like we get really good at the one thing that made us the most uncomfortable, you
Yes.
know? Like I tease all the time, like I hated doing short men's hair and I was terrified of bobs and like anything above the shoulder was like not for me until I fought through being comfortable,
Right.
uncomfortable to comfortable. And now it's like, oh, bring it on. Anything like that, like sign me up.
Right.
Is there a one go-to like from a technique that you're like, oh, I ran scared from fill in the blank?
For sure. I'm known as a vivid specialist. I teach vivid colors all across the world, actually. Like that's my specialty. That's our salon specialty. But in beauty school, I had a bad color experience and I said, screw this. I'm not touching color. I'm never doing this. I'm going to find a salon where I can specialize in hair cutting and I'm only going to do haircuts, which is a crazy statement now because I'm not known for haircuts. Like I will refer out some haircuts. And I'm very well known for color because I was like, you know what? Let me dive in. That was scary. Let's figure it out to make sure that doesn't happen again. And yeah, now that's what I'm known for.
All of these listeners, be fearless. Be fearless. As soon as you start sweating and panicking, that is your call to action. That, like,
Yeah.
there's something here that in X amount of time, you're going to be like, I'm so glad that I tried.
Yeah,
Because
exactly.
shining example right there, Miss Kristi Day. I think it's really natural to, I mean, we both mentor young people new into the industry, whatever, age is not a thing, right? But it's just new into the industry. We
Yeah,
mentor and guide and share our love and our passion and our gifts and strengths. And I think that is the biggest thing that we can recognize is how to help someone be on the other side of it. So I'm so appreciative of your transparent sharing with that because I know, gosh, we've all been there, right? And
for
so
sure.
the lean in is huge. It's so huge. Now, with myself being behind the chair for so many years and growing to a level of, artistic and craft success, and then beginning a new venture of salon ownership, which you and
Mhm.
I talk about, like it fills our cup. We love being salon owners and leaders, but it's not easy. And it takes a tremendous amount of courage to do it for you as a salon owner now, and you've
Yeah.
grown through your journey, what are some of the most impactful lessons that you've learned that maybe are relevant to salon owners in a conversation, but maybe are relevant to also the teams and young professionals that grow within our doors? I mean, I know my laundry list is like longer than the stairs in my salon. I'm gonna tell you right
For
now.
sure.
But I also know that there's some that really poorly stick out for me that I had to be a different person. Not that I was different as Amber, and not that you're different as Kristi when you're behind the chair versus being a leader, but it takes a different level of action for
Right.
us each and every day. So what were some of the biggest moments for you in that new lane?
Um, One of the like biggest things I've learned, which I did not see at first, is how like my tough mentors that I had when I was first coming up in the industry and kind of like the resentment that I had towards them, like the pain that I thought that they were, how much they really did shape me into who I am. And now I'm a decade into running my own business almost, and I understand the calls that they made. I understand the decisions they made. I understand the things that back then I did not agree with. Back then I might have thought they were being like overbearing or harsh. And now I realize like they're prepping me to be here now, and prepping me to make the exact decisions that I have to make these days. So I often catch myself like making the same decisions that they did 10 years ago. And I'm like, interesting. Maybe they were onto something, which is an interesting kind of like shift to have. Of a few years ago, I still had a lot of resentment, where now I'm like, you know what, I understand. And I have like empathy for them now, which is interesting. The other main thing that I've learned as a leader, though, is if you want people to succeed, you have to like enable them to succeed. So for me, that means setting them up right from the start with the right tools and the systems and the guidance that they need. Yeah, and hiring for the salon, it's not just hiring talented people, it's like creating the environment where they can thrive. So yeah, having check-ins, not shying away from the hard conversations, and just making sure like the support's there, the systems are there, and it's something I've learned over time for sure. And I'm still working on, but those are like kind of my two main thoughts in salon ownership.
So huge and so profound that like perspective and time is like key to everything, right? Like I was sharing this analogy of ownership and leadership and thinking about my journey in equating it to a hike. And you get like push and push and push, and you get to that first lookout, and you stand there and you see the horizon. You can see it at this different vantage point, and you can look back and be like, I know what every step of that took and how hard it was, how painful it was. But when you reflect back, you're like, oh my gosh, it got me to here. And it doesn't feel as bad as it did then. Like in the nitty gritty of it, you're so emotionally attached to your time and space.
Yeah.
But just like a stylist too, again, like surviving some of your hair appointments, you're like, it was painful. And then now you look back and you're like, oh, it wasn't that bad. Like I can do that in my sleep.
Exactly.
I think it's really profound to say that it is all about the, perspective is key. It truly is. And that's time. And so I think for anybody who is listening needs to just think about like, it might feel one way today, but like it will feel, and you will pick up your phone one day and text your mentor and be like, I totally see you now. I totally get it.
Yes, I get it. I'm sorry for what I said. I'm sorry for what I did. Like, I understand now.
I'm sorry for what I said when I had those feelings in the moment. Yes. But I think that the understanding too, and you and I both, lengthy conversations have also talked about how we have shown up differently and the things that we do that are consistent, that were part of the path that have led us to where we are because of those mentorships. But we also have to do it to ebb and flow and tweak and change to a new generation of stylists. Like the same things that I felt like in early 2000s that I experienced are not going to be as relevant today, but there still are those moments that need to be pushed, and we have to wring out our sponge, take it in, and have those gains. And so cheers to you for being an amazing leader, that you do that for your team and that you push them and create and cultivate that space. Drop Dead is a culture and a vibe, and that comes from you. And it's really something to behold. And you spoke about like having new team members, be part and creating space for them. Because so many people who are going to be, viewing this, and their perspectives may be, how do I get into working for either Salon27 or Drop Dead or some of the other salon partners and friends that we have that are here locally. We all have what we are seeking out for great new talent. But what are some of the things that you're looking for when it comes to a good culture fit?
Yeah. Our for us, like our best new hires, the ones who thrive at the salon, who stay for the long haul, who find the most success there, are the ones who come in with like the right mindset. So to us, that means it's about accountability and it's about gratitude. They're the ones who like they don't carry a big ego. They're ready to support their coworkers. They take responsibility for their actions. They show up every day with a grateful heart. Because I feel like that attitude of accountability and appreciation kind of creates an environment where literally everybody can grow together. So like that's kind of the main thing we look for is people who are positive and team focused. Even though like a lot of our stylists are booth renters, like we cultivate a team environment in our salon, and that's what we look for. Is people who, yeah, bring that team focused energy and a lot of heart and soul to what they do.
Oh my gosh, this business is all about heart and soul. We're an emotional business. It's what we sell is on our menu is emotion. And I
Exactly.
think to be able to have teams that thrive in showcasing their compassion and their heart and also vulnerability too,
Right.
and really being able to sit down and have you talked about those hard conversations, those real
Yeah.
conversations. And and I know that that is very, very important when we're having first conversations with a potential new candidate and new professional into our doors. I think it's really through the willingness to be like, I'm here for the feedback. I know that's huge for you, and I know that's huge for me too, because as leaders, we want to be able to have those like rational conversations. I always
Mm,
say that, like in our doors here at Salon 27, it's like if you aren't willing to have feedback and have an open mind with it, you're going to put up walls that you're just not going to be able to hurdle over.
right.
Additionally, if feedback is being given without constructive ways to find a solution for everybody listening, that's just someone being a rude mentor or like an a-hole. Like for the,
Yeah. No, it's true. It's true.
there are two differences in that in the strategy of like feedback might not be fun to take and it might sting. But what happens on the other side of it? And I know that you demonstrate that now we're here, let's get to this spot. But it's that moment of in between that leader to leader, those are tough conversations to have. They truly,
Yeah.
truly are. You keep it in your mind's eye of like the focus. Like I am still focusing on the team member and how I can get them through. Any strategies or things that happen in those real times for you?
I think just kind of seeing, like, helping them see the bigger picture and how whatever feedback I'm giving affects them in their life and their goals of where they're headed, you know? Uh,
Yeah.
I heard a quote one time that like Metallica doesn't actually get along. Like the individual members of Metallica don't like each other, don't want to hang out with each other, are not friends. However, the vision of Metallica is bigger than them individually. And so that's kind of what I try to instill is like whatever issues going on, like that doesn't matter. It's the bigger vision here, which might be the vision of Drop Dead, but it might also be the vision of them and their business and where they see themselves. So, like that's what we're working towards, even if right now is uncomfortable.
Oh my gosh, I couldn't love that anymore. And I actually knew that there was friction within that band camp for
Yeah.
sure, but
Yeah.
I love the idea of it's what matters outside of themselves and talk about checking your ego. So everybody listening, if you can hear it here that Metallica can check their ego and still get on stage and work together, like
Literally.
there should be no head big, like big enough to not fit through the salon door. Let's be
Oh,
real.
literally. If Metallica can do it, you'll be fine.
You'll be fine. Oh my gosh, that's amazing. Well, I know that new talent, new opportunity, growth in our salons are so important and so at the core of who we are as salon owners. I thank you for sharing little bits of tips and tricks of what you look for in professionals. And I'm
Yeah.
right here with you alongside as well. And signing off that those are definitely the things to be that we look for and that are
Yeah.
near and dear. Now with Drop Dead, of course, we said at the very beginning of our chat here that you have an incredible extension line. Tell us a little bit about that. And then I know that you've got some good and exciting things coming up on the calendar too, that I love everybody to be aware of and always to keep eyes on. So
Yeah.
talk to me about the hair and talk to me about what's coming up that's for fun in our community.
Yeah, you got it. So Drop Dead Extensions is kind of the heart and soul of what I do. The salons are kind of secondary to our big mission, which is Drop Dead Extensions. I've been a hairstylist since 2015 and started doing extensions in 2016. And parted ways with the extension company I was partnered with in 2018. Because I felt like hair quality was going down everywhere. Like we're seeing it again. I'm in all the Facebook groups. I'm seeing this like trend still happening, you know, almost a decade later, of just quality going down, prices going up, you not being certain about where your hair is coming from, how it's processed, you know, any of the details of it. My husband is my business partner. He has a degree in manufacturing. And so after countless hours of me coming home and complaining about, you know, needing to replace my clients' extensions because they were falling apart and it's going to be so much money and whatever it is, he was like, why don't we start sourcing hair for you? So we did. We started sourcing in 2018 and we opened our first salon in 2021 where we decided to really bring it to market and test it in our salons with all of those hairstylists doing extensions on clients every day. And we hit the market officially in August of 2022. And then last January, so about a year and a half ago, we completely relaunched with new products, better raw materials, better color offerings. I think we have the most beautiful blonde shades in the industry, the most like blended balayaged and good quality hair. Like every company is going to tell you that their hair is best. They're just going to. But the fact of the matter is it's not. And so we try to kind of teach the things to look for in actually sourcing your extensions, just meaning from the companies that you're sourcing from. But yeah, we're ethically sourced. We have the certifications to prove that. Our factories are all ethical. Again, we're certified to show that we're no child labor, fair wages, clean working conditions, all of that. And then the hair speaks for itself, honestly. Like just once you experience Drop Dead Difference, you don't go back.
Huge shout out to Eric, by the way, for like knowing his stuff to like be outside of the, you know, hair world and then
Yeah.
immersed very deeply in. He knows his stuff and
Yes.
he holds accountability to making sure the quality is there. And then your eye as an artist, speaking to the color story, what you know clients want, what you know stylists want. You guys are the dynamic duo and you've made something really, really, really special.
Thank you. Yeah, we're a good team where we kind of like yin and yang each other.
I know all about that.
Yeah. Exactly. But yeah, we have Dead Fest coming up, which is next month, and we're freaking stoked for it. This is our second Dead Fest. Our first one was our 1 year anniversary tour or 1 year anniversary event for Drop Dead Extensions. This one is just kind of a celebration of all things Drop Dead. So with that, during the day is a paid ticket. It's $50, very reasonable. Covers your lunch that day too. Exactly.
It's incredible.
It's from like 10 to 4-ish. We're gonna have two incredible keynote speakers, both female entrepreneurs, powerhouses. The first one is a salon owner in Grand Junction, our shared mutual friend, actually, Bobby.
Shout out, Bobby.
Shout out, Bobby. She is the owner of Allure Beauty Bar in Grand Junction, Colorado. She's incredible.
She's an all-around powerhouse as well.
Literally. So she's going to share kind of her story, her business. Really, really motivating. And then the second one is actually my sister-in-law, Eric's sister, Emily, who is an interior designer and teaches other women how to run businesses and how to be successful. And like we've said this word a million times today, but powerhouse. Like I look up to her so much that I'm excited for her to share with everybody because she's literally a badass. And then we have some actual hair education. So we're going to have Beauty by Red. Red Denny is her name, from San Diego. She's going to be teaching blending extensions. Doug Theo is going to teach us how to cut a bob because especially I feel like extension specialists, we get terrified of anything above the shoulder. So we're going to lean into those fears and kind of share his story in the industry. And then we have Kayla Boyer and Kimberly Tay teaching kind of working with models, creating content, the creative process, all of that. And then my other business partner, Alex Day, will be teaching branding and like client acquisition and helping you grow your business. So that's the day portion. And then you'll also be hearing from us, the founders of Drop Dead, kind of all about the Drop Dead story, the Drop Dead difference, get kind of a little 101 into Drop Dead. So it's a ton of information, covers literally like all aspects of being a hairstylist. So it doesn't matter if you are 1 year in, 10 years in, never touched extensions before, do extensions all day, every day. Like there's going to be something for everybody there, which we're really excited about. Then at night is another event. So your ticket during the day gets you access to the night party, or you can just RSVP for the evening, which is our warehouse sale. So it's the deepest discounts that you'll ever get. It's bigger than our Black Friday. So warehouse sale you can only get if you're there in person. We're launching some new products that we'll have for sale at Dead Fest. We're announcing new products that will be coming soon, which I'm very excited about. Top secret things. You've heard a little bit, but hush, hush. You'll find out first at Dead Fest. We're doing awards. We're doing cocktails and mocktails and DJ and photo booth. And it's just a party with like some of the coolest hairstylists in the industry.
All about connection, all about support, business building, great education, connection. Have some fun while we're at it. All right. So the date for Dead Fest,
October 11th. October 11th. And it's here in Tempe, Arizona at our warehouse.
Amazing. And then for anybody who might be outside of our local market, can they keep in the loop with Instagram and kind of watching what's happening during that day as well?
Oh, for sure.
Other ways to connect with you.
Yeah, we'll be sharing everything online. We're a very social brand. So you can follow me, Drop Dead Kristi, Kristi, Drop Dead Extensions, Drop Dead Hair Studio while you're at it. But yeah, we'll share all updates there, all behind the scenes, everything.
Incredible. Well, I have to just finish our conversation with a huge shout out and celebration to you and to Eric and your team in Salon for leveling up in professionalism, again, business building and great education for not only our community here, but everything that you guys deliver coast to coast and then globally as well. You guys are amazing at what you do. You're really passionate about the industry. You're great leaders, and the future of the industry is definitely in good hands by being part of what you guys do in the process that you are as a salon and as an educator. So from me to you, Kristi, I sure love you.
Well, I sure love you, Amber. It means a lot coming from you.
Well, thank you for your time today. And I'm so excited. I know everybody's got so much to think about and to really like put in their toolbox, change your mindset, stay focused, know that they've got it in them and the success is there if you want it. It's there.
Exactly.
So, thank you so much, Kristi. And I'm so excited we had this time together. And I can't wait to see you soon. And I will be at Dead Fest.
Yes, you will. I'll see you there.
Thank you, everyone.
Okay. Bye.